Hi everyone, I'm Anita. I'm a holistic nutritionist, a health and wellness coach. I help busy people make lifestyle modifications for a healthier living. So today I'm going to be speaking about hair in terms of nutrition of hair. So we've heard many things about using oils or using hair packs and a lot of things about the hair. But what we forget is hair is also a part of the body, and it is a cell that grows from inside the body. So when it comes to hair growth, if at all the body is in deficit of certain nutrients, then the priority of hair growth will be the least for the body. So it will first try to fill in the requirements of the internal vital organs like our liver or pancreas or stomach or brain or heart. These things will take over in case the nutrients are deficit. Then the minute you give nutrition, it'll go to these organs first. Only when their requirement is fulfilled, then the hair will get its requirement of nutrients. So what are the three major nutrients that our hair requires? One is iron, the second is protein, and the third is good fat. Okay, so when it comes to iron, we all know that green leafy vegetables, dates, sesame seeds, or till seeds are all rich sources of iron. Consuming them on an everyday basis can fill in your requirement of iron for every day. Now, when you consume this on a regular basis, your deficiency of iron will deteriorate and then your hair will start growing. Now, it's a process. Second, for absorption of iron, vitamin C is required by the body on a regular basis again, because iron does not get absorbed on its own well, so it requires a vitamin C for its absorption. Now, vitamin C comes from lemons, it comes from oranges, it comes from green leafy vegetables again, also have vitamin C in them. So, these kind of sources can help in absorption of the iron in the body. So, consuming only iron and forgetting the vitamin C is again not going to be beneficial. So, putting them together really helps. So that is why when we make a spinach sambar or something like that, we tend to add tamarind, which again is a source of vitamin C, or we add tomatoes to it, which again is a source of vitamin C. So that's how we complete the nutrition of that particular ingredients inside the body. Second comes to omega-3 fats, or the good fats in our diet. It comes from the nuts and seeds that we consume: flax seeds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. These are all rich in omega-3 fats. So consuming them on everyday basis will help fill in the deficiency, then nourish your hair. The third and the other important factor is the protein. Now, protein sources come from eggs, chicken, fish, all these ingredients. But along with that, if you're a vegetarian, you can look at legumes, lentils, pulses, these kind of things that can enhance the protein content. Now, there's one more factor which is important for hair growth, that is called biotin. It comes from the whole grains that we eat. It also comes, the whole grains also come with the goodness of vitamin B and zinc and selenium and these kind of ingredients, which again enhance the nutrient value of it. And last and final is vitamin A, because vitamin A is an important source for the growth of hair cells. And when you give enough vitamin A to the body, automatically the growth of cells get better, the repair process becomes better, and your hair starts growing much quickly, and it becomes much more thicker. So what is it that you can eat for vitamin A? It comes from carrots, it comes from papaya, these kind of orange-ish vegetables and fruits. So consuming this on a regular basis again enhances your hair growth. And last and final is vitamin E. um, Vitamin E is important in terms of forming the collagen bonds in the body. So it also helps in hair. So vitamin E consumption, it comes from almonds. The easiest source for them is almonds. Soak a few almonds and have them every morning. You can add some walnuts also along with it, because I'll give you omega-3 fats. So all this is more of a lifestyle change that you'll have to do. and not just focus on one particular part of the body, because hair is the last thing that gets nourishment compared to the rest of the vital organs, because the body does not consider it to be one of the vital organs. It can survive without it, so the priority is least towards hair. So once your deficiencies will set right, that's when your hair will start growing. In case you have these deficiencies and you're just doing the external application of things, hair growth might happen, but it's very minimal. It is not a visible change that happens. So first set right your internal environment, then look at external possibilities of changing your hair. I hope this helps in terms of understanding your nutrition requirement for hair, and you'll be able to imply these things on a regular basis. Thank you so much.